When we talk about our mental health, it's very important to actually look into the matters that create a mental disturbance in our everyday life. Mental health is often not a internal problem only. It's something that has very much to do with our surroundings or the people or the society or what's going on in our lives. So often I have seen people talk about mental health or going through mental health issues, and they are always blaming themselves that they don't feel all right, they are not healed, they are not this, they are not that. But sometimes they forget that it's the outcome of something or somebody in their lives, and that they did not have control over. So I was wondering, I was talking to my friend about this exam that I have in the coming 2-3 months, and I was really trying to break down my fears regarding the exam, because I feel like it's something big. Of course, it's something which has a good level of difficulty, of course, but I was till now I was of this opinion that this is something very big, this is something life changing, and I basically thought about it, and I pointed out 3 main reasons I was fearful of this entire exam situation. And the first being that I was not confident with myself, because I know that there is going to be competition on a huge, large level, and there are people all over the place, like all over the nation, all over the world, who are competing. So number one, I was not confident. Number 2 reason was I was putting a lot at stake. My mental health, my expectations, everything was very much kind of depending on the results or how my exam went. So I was going through a lot mentally, because I thought this is something that is going to define my career or define the next 10 years, 5 years, whatever. And also I was very scared of, what if I don't make it, what if I can't do it, then what, people, society, myself, we are expecting a lot from this. So I was actually putting a lot into this that caused me a lot of trouble. Number 3 would be, let's say, I thought that this is something that's going to be difficult, so I was walking down a difficult road, and that was another fear I had, because this is something that is not easy, that is not everyday exam that I'm talking about. So these are the main fears. So I was over the call, and then I suddenly had this realization of, let's break this down, let's break it, let's write it down. Why am I fearful? Why are these 3 reasons so important that it's kind of counting on my mental health, on my future, on my present, and everything that I have to do with this? So basically what happened is, as I was breaking this down, the first reason being fear of competition. And I definitely feel like it's something I have imagined, or I have made this up in my mind somewhere, that a lot of people are going to compete with me, and they are all better than me, and I'm not confident, and all that stuff. But when I sit and think now, I realize this, that maybe among all those people competing, there could be half of the population competing will have the same mindset as me. There is a possibility. So the people out there, I think they are confident, I think they are doing good, they have prepared, they are this and that, but maybe in reality they are not. So it's not about focusing on what others are doing, or how they are preparing, or how confident or how capable they are. But I think what actually should matter is how I am preparing, how I am confident, or how I am making up my mind to actually sit for the exams. So it's often, again, this pattern of not focusing on my actions and instead of focusing on what others are doing, or how better they are than me. So I think the first thing I need to do is focus on my self improvement and not focus on how well somebody else is doing or what their capabilities are. So the first thing that I should change here is the focus, shifting it from others onto myself. Okay. Number two is, I think, as I was talking about, putting a lot in this situation, like putting in a lot at stake. The first thing being my mental health, second thing being expectations of myself and the people and society and everybody else. So the next thing I would like to make myself understand is that this is something that cannot define me, because number one, I am a human being. I can't be just defined by a exam or a degree or what I'm doing professionally, because I know it's important in this materialistic world, or how things or life is right now over the time period. But I think the most important thing for somebody is to be happy, to be a better person than they were yesterday. And I think at the end of the day, that's all matters, if you are happy or not. It doesn't matter how much money is important or a job is important, but it can't be more important than your mental health or your happiness or your life. Nothing is. If something is costing you your life or your energy or your mental stability, then I think it's too expensive for you. I think it's better we can't afford something that is more than us, right? So if we think on those lines, we can understand that an exam or a degree or whatever, a certificate, whatever that is, it's not going to validate us if we are internally happy and at peace. So getting something, achieving something is definitely important, but also staying at peace and being happy, satisfied, content in life, mental stability, having your mental stability, it's equally important. And I think this is more important actually. So I need to focus on the pace of how things are moving. I need to focus on the truth that if I'm doing my best, then I can take a step back, I can relax a bit and not worry about this all the time. And there's nobody, I have not given anybody the authority to judge me on the basis of anything. So if people are putting a lot of expectations on me, unnecessarily creating pressure, that's not my responsibility. That's not my lookout, because that's not under my control how somebody else sees me or how somebody else expects from me. So the best I can do is I can be at peace with myself. I can really calm myself down, sit with myself and really do my best. At the end of the day, if I'm going to bed satisfied that I have done my best, I have given my 100% to achieve my dreams, then I think that is the most important thing. And the result or what will happen or what cannot happen, I think it's too much to think of right now. And I just don't want to create pressure on myself. Okay, unnecessarily overthinking situations. I don't think that's going to help me in the longer run. So that's something I would like to quit right now. Okay, so that goes my point number 2. And breaking down my last but not the least, my point number 3, that was the level of difficulty. It's a difficult exam. Okay, so again, I think I will like to make myself understand that if I believe something is difficult, it's always going to be difficult. Nothing that's very fulfilling, it will never come easy. Anything, any dream that you want to achieve will always seem difficult until and unless we actually try, we actually take action. Because something I have always believed, and something that I have learned from my home, is that if you really work hard for something, if you really give your 100%, you always get a result. Okay, so if I am giving my 100%, if I'm confident, if I am prepared, I think I can make it. So it's not important how difficult or how easy something is. If I make up my mind that I want to achieve something, I can. And I think that is a belief that I want to inculcate in myself, because this is a belief that is going to get me get me through a lot of troubles in life, I think. Because this is something I have learned, but I often forget to apply this in my regular life. But from now on, I will definitely like to always make myself understand this, that if it's not about the level of difficulty, but it's all about how much I want it or how much I desire to achieve it. I think that is the most important thing that matters. If you really want something, if you are really hardworking, if you really are taking actions, then your actions will give you some type of a result. And if those actions are positive, consistent, the result will be positive. So I think that is something I would like to inculcate. Okay, so basically these are the 3 things that I have written down, that I have realized, and I'm just making this because I don't know. This is, as you may or may not know, a self journal. So I'm just journaling this up so that ever if I'm feeling down, I can again hear this and just again make myself clear on what I should and shouldn't do. And if this helps somebody out there, if you're listening and this helps you, then I'm glad it did. And that's all.